I wanted to show what I was doing with the chicken feeders. I think I showed that one already, and I want to set up another one. It takes about a week with the 12 birds that we've got in this flock here. But I started doing a water. So I thought if I mess this bucket up, I can make it into a feeder, no problem. I drilled a tiny hole, used a small drill bit, and it didn't have enough suction to be able to pour out and suck air back in to release it. So when I did I think it's more than a ½ inch. Used a much bigger drill bit and just did one hole and it filled it up. I still don't recommend using these Dollar Tree ones. They break. The plastic doesn't hold up very well long term. But for now, until I find the planters, the plastic ones to go on the bottom, because the actual terracotta ones are $15. That's a little pricey for me, even though they look good and they'll probably hold up very well. I wouldn't mind just getting the plastic bottoms that people, with the plastic planters, but I didn't find any. So I'm still on the lookout for that. And that is the new one. So there's some debate about using clear or light penetrating plastics like that one. That one is a food grade plastic, and you can see, I can see the water level without having to pick up like I have to do with this one here. So anyway, I drilled a big hole, and then I had to widen it just a little bit wider to fit the cork. I've got a cork as a synthetic cork from one of the wine bottles, and it plugged up the hole, so I was able to fill it up, because my issue is having to turn these buckets upside down, and I see a potential for a lot of accidents for me. Other people, if that's not an issue, then then that's probably an easier way to go. But putting the wine cork in there, I can carry the bucket up here full, place it in there using the handles. I don't have to flip it over, and then remove the cork. It just I can pull it out with my hand. So that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to set up another water bucket that way, and I like being able to look and see without having to go and lift it up and try to guess by the weight. And water is 8 pounds per gallon. So for a 5-gallon bucket, that's 40 pounds of weight, having to carry it up and then having to turn it up over. And it would probably destroy these cheap oil pans. In fact, just putting that weighted bucket in there, gently crack that one in the center there, the new water bucket. So I'll be traveling, and I want to be able to just set this up with water and food. And even though they will still be getting their little treats, it will just make it easier for whoever I leave in charge of, getting the eggs, bringing out the kitchen scraps while I'm gone on trips, that they don't have to worry about the water, because I'll just fill up all the water and fill up the feeders before I leave. And the water has only been out there a few days, so we'll see how long. But with 2 waters, it should give them at least a week's worth of food, water. And I know it's over a week's worth of chicken feed in the 5-gallon bucket, so that gives me time to go off for a week and come back and they're still okay. So anyway, simple. You don't need to put a whole bunch of holes. I mean, I see some people doing a bunch of holes around the top for when they turn them upside down. I just have the one hole, and it's staying right there at the level. You can see the hole. Give me a little closer. You can see the hole right there, and it's sucking up and staying right there at the level. And I like this. This is working. And I like these lids are a little cheaper than the gam lids, and I don't have to use a little pry bar to open them up. I can just unscrew that and fill it up with the cork in the bottom. So I just want to share that this is simple, inexpensive. I would like to find metal pans. I'm kind of looking for the metal or something else that will hold up long term. You do need to raise them up. There's a reason why they're on the bricks, not to just make it higher. But the chickens, they scratch all around. You can see how they scratched around the feed bucket. And they just kick things up and it will go into the food and the water. So having them raised just that little bit, 2 inches, has kept the water and feed cleaner. And even though I have poultry nipples on bottoms of buckets, water buckets, the chickens like to wash their beaks. You'll see them cleaning their beaks in the water after they eat gunky stuff, like they are here. They get all sticky, sand will get all crusted up on their beaks, and they need water they can actually put their beaks into. So these waterers will work out better for both purposes of them being able to drink and wash in. And then it's easier for me to deal with and clean out each time the buckets are renewed. Anyway, thought this was simple, easy, and I hope it helps. Thanks for watching.